What do we do when fear is staring us right in the face? Okay, that is number 54 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. If you'd like to get a complete list of those 144 fractal faculties, just click the link in the description and I will send that out to you for free. Also, if you want to brush up on your Tree of Life before we get started here, just click off and find my video called Tree of Life, a short introduction, about 13 minutes or so, and watch that, and then come on back. And you'll be ready to watch all of the 144 videos that I'm doing here. But for today, we're doing number 54. And you can see here on the tree. Now remember that the tree is a map of our consciousness, more or less. And it is each one of these different spheres or circles, the 12 of them, are faculties of our consciousness, or abilities of our consciousness, or capabilities of our consciousness, or aspects of our consciousness. And each one has a different role. And then in order to get to 144, what we do is we take the whole tree and we shrink it down and we apply it to each individual sphere. So we break down here the fourth sphere, break it down into 12 parts. Take the seventh sphere, break it down into its 12 parts. So we basically have 12 by 12, or 144. So that's kind of how we do it. Now today with number 54, we're talking about the sixth sphere. So we're in the sixth sphere. The sixth sphere is basically our free will faculty, our ability to make decisions and our ability to pay attention. These are, the aspects of the free will faculty. And this is a difficult prospect because when we notice that we're paying attention, we generally are paying attention into our comfort zone here, down here. These are the qualities, these are the abilities we have that we are comfortable with, that we've grown up with, that we've had since we were a little kid or a young person. And so we fall back on these. It's what we're comfortable with, and it's not really pushing us. It's not really making us grow at all, being stuck in this matrix, in this comfort zone. So when we do that, we recognize that, well, we have the ability to make the decision to turn our attention, avert our attention from this lower aspect and move our attention to point at the higher spheres, because that's really what our attention does. Is it's a vector. It points in a direction. And so when we focus on the higher spheres, that is something that brings about a lot of fear, because instead of focusing on our comfort zone, now we're looking into the unknown. And so it's a very difficult thing. It requires courage. So that is the sixth sphere. Now, again, when we take the whole tree and we shrink it down and apply it to the sixth sphere, we see that number 54 is talking about the fifth sphere within the sixth sphere. So the fifth sphere within the sixth sphere. And the fifth sphere is really our sense of justice. This is our ability to be fair and to be just, to take like our identity out of it and to evaluate things impartially or justly, fairly. And this also has to do with our karma. Our karma is basically the law of cause and effect. As you sow, so shall you reap. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. What comes around goes around. And This also has to do with our nonviolent resistance. And so you can think of the fifth sphere as kind of being like a mirror right here. We act and then we get feedback. If we learn to learn from our feedback, then karma basically becomes our teacher, and we are able to get kind of biofeedback on our actions and recognize what we're doing wrong so that we can correct it. Okay, so those are the aspects that are really going into number 54, which is called Take the Plunge. Stage number 54 is about facing fear and acting in its face. Baptisms, into the fire or the water, take the plunge. Into the unknown, a scary prospect, make our stand here. Stand in the face of fear. For when fear is staring us right in the face, staring us down, to peel ourselves away from our comfort zone and begin to pay attention to our spiritual aspects, which is largely uncharted territory. We find ourselves staring into the unknown. The mere prospect gives us butterflies in our stomach. But this is all the more reason to do it, to put ourselves out there. It shows we are on the right track, because spiritual growth or emotional shrinkage comes only from challenges. So lock up our dreads and unlock our opportunities for growth. Facing our fears happens in real time. There's nothing to hide behind, nothing to fall back on. No scripts, no narratives, no rehearsals, no personal history, a novel situation. New to you, new to me too. But instead of cowering in fear, recognize that fear is a great teacher, a true friend, and a great template for us. When we make the choice, the pressure rises, so the game speeds up. But at this point, we're winning. We win just for trying at all. Just hang in there, and we'll get our bearings straight eventually. Eventually, we'll speed up to adapt to the new environment. Just like high schoolers going to college, they'll adapt. We win just for standing in the face of fear, just for trying at all, just for putting ourselves out there. Shaking, no matter. Take our lumps if need be, but mostly we'll jump into the fire, into the water. We'll dive into the void, and nothing will happen. Fear will flatten. We'll make a soft landing and be happy we did it. The paper tiger is really cuddly, fluffy, and bluffing. Ignore its histrionics. Fear is funny. Laugh at it. Otherwise, ignore it and do what we set out to do in the first place. The measure of our willpower. Make our stand here, stand in the face of fear. Okay, that is the fifth fractal of the sixth sphere, number 54 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. And that is called Take the Plunge. Okay, now, again, if you'd like to get a free copy of those 144 fractal faculties listed, annotated, just click the link in the description. I'll send that out to you for free. Also, you can hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video with others, make constructive comments in the comment section, and also my Cash App and Venmo addresses are listed in the description if you'd like to donate to the project. And otherwise, I'll be rolling out number 55 on this list coming up in the very near future, along with a few other videos that I'd like to get into. So stay tuned for those. And until then, have a great day, have a great time.